Hi, I'm Danny with eTrailer, and today we're going to take a look at, I'm going to show you how to install the CURT front mount trailer hitch on your 2025 GMC Sierra 3500. Getting a front hitch is going to allow you to put accessories in the front of your truck, maybe a snowplow, a winch, or even a bike rack. So if you're on a trip, you want to use that bed and your rear hitch for other things. You can actually have a bike rack up here because your GMC truck is pretty tall, so your bike can just sit up here. Now, if you have a big camper that you're towing and you get to the campsite and you need to back that into a tight spot, it could be pretty difficult. So adding a front hitch allows you just to swing your truck around and being able to get your camper into a hard spot that way. Now I'll go ahead and get you a couple measurements. So from the ground to the top of the inside of the hitch receiver is going to be about 13 3/4. So that measurement's good to know if you have a snowplow accessory and you need to adjust that. Now most of the time these front hitches could be pretty high. This one's not too bad, so you shouldn't have any issues there. Now the next measurement is going to be from the center of the hitch pin hole to the front of your vehicle, and it's going to be 8.5. So that's a good measurement to know if you have any accessories like a bike rack, and those fold up usually. You want to make sure when that folds up it doesn't hit your vehicle. Now you will need a 5/8 inch pin and clip to secure what kind of accessory you're going to be using up here. Now the hitch doesn't come with one, but usually when you do get an accessory, it will come with one. I would recommend getting a locking pin just so you have that extra sense of security. No one can come and take your accessory out of your hitch. Now let's get into some weight capacities. If you are planning on hooking a trailer up to this to get into a tight spot, that total weight capacity is going to be 5,000 pounds total gross towing. Now the tongue weight is going to be 500 pounds. That's the weight pushing down on the hitch receiver. Now if you plan on getting a winch with this, the total line pull is going to be 9,000 pounds. Now if you have any further questions about what front hitch is going to work best for your GMC or what accessory is good to use with it, then please feel free to reach out to us here at eTrailer. Now as far as the install goes, this is really easy, but if you don't have the time or tools to do it yourself, then you can check out our dealer locator. We can find a professional in your area to get this installed for you. But if you want to do it yourself, follow along and I'll walk you through the process. First off, on the driver's side here, there's going to be a wire harness, and I'm just going to use a pry tool or trim panel tool and get this removed. Now on either side, you're going to have a tow loop, and the bolt closest to the rear of the vehicle we're going to have to remove. So I got an 18mm socket and wrench. I'm going to put this on the other side. Just going to get this removed. You can take this out, and your kit does come with extra hardware, so you don't have to reuse this. And the kit will come with a new bolt, but you will need to keep the flange nut, because we will be reinstalling that. Now this larger bolt here on the bottom of the frame, we're going to go ahead and put our spacer block and carriage bolt. If you have smaller hands, you can get this in through the front. There's a big, large opening. You can just put that in and have that drop down. But if you can't do that, I'll just go ahead and show you the fish wire technique. So you just want to get your fish wire and get this pulled out the front, and I'll just thread this on the coiled end with my spacer block already on there. And then I'll just put this up into the frame and get this pulled down. We have another rectangular washer, and I just put a piece of tape on there because we will need to tape this to the frame. I just used a knife and cut a hole in the tape. I'll just thread this through our fish wire and up into our bolt, and then get this secured. And I'll do this on both sides. Got Scott help me lift this in place because we need to determine if we need to trim or not. So we just got our fish wires through the hitch, and now I got a paint marker. I'm just going to mark where it's making contact. And now we can lift this down and I'll get this trimmed up. I got it marked on our blue tape, and I'll just take an oscillating tool and get this trimmed out. Now I took the tape off and just cleaned up the edges just with a razor knife. And I test fitted it, made sure it fit, and now we can lift it in place. Now we can lift the hitch into position once again. I'll just get those fish wires, put them through the holes on either side. Now I'll just pull that fish wire down, get our flange nut, get this tightened on. We can get our larger bolt, and you've got a conical tooth washer, and just make sure those teeth are facing the metal. And we're gonna put that where we took that long bolt out for the tow hook. Just wanna line it up. Might need to loosen this one just so I can have a little more play in this. Stick that through, and then I'll get our flange nut that we took off. I'll put this back on. Now before we tighten it down, I just want to make sure that this is centered. So if this can't move side to side, then you should be good. But if it can, just center it up. And now I'll use a 19mm socket and tighten down our carriage bolts. Now I'll tighten the hardware that's going through our tow hook. I'm going to use that 18mm wrench still for that nut. And for the bolt head, I'm going to be using a 19mm socket. Now I'll torque all the bolts down with a torque wrench. We'll start with these carriage bolts. And if you don't have a torque wrench at home, you can usually rent one from your local auto parts store, or you can pick one up from us at etrailer. And once you've torqued everything down, you can start using your CURT front hitch on your 2025 GMC Sierra 3500. Thanks for watching.